right? So now it leads me into my fourth point, right? So you should have 5 different people as part of your team. In another video, I'll break down what that looks like. But I always recommend 3 to 5. I like 5, but let's go at least 3. Again, remember, most men have no one. Some men have one. So what I'm saying is I'm encouraging you to really take this to heart and try to pump that up, right? Take that one that you might have and try to pump that up to 3, right? Now, how do you do that? That leads me to number 4. Number 4 thing that you can do to reclaim your masculine frame. You should have a mentor or a coach or both. You should have a mentor and a coach, right? This is one way you can bump up your band of brothers. So a mentor or coach could be, let's say for example, a mentor, because to me these are 2 different things, but a mentor could be, or should be, I should say, somebody that's way ahead of you down the line. But in some way, shape, or form, you either admire them, you admire their path, you admire the work that they've done, and in some way you kind of see yourself in them. Now, here's the beautiful thing about a mentor. They don't have to be or have or do anything that you have done. In other words, you could be like me, a personal trainer, and maybe your mentor, like me, is a cardiologist, right? A heart surgeon, right? We have completely different life paths, but there's a similarity there of my mentors as a heart surgeon, but he was a personal trainer. He was a personal training client of mine as well at one point. I trained many members of his family. And in that time, we built a really strong, a really valuable relationship where we both benefit from each other. But my point is, your mentor doesn't have to be somebody, like if you played football, they have to play football. If you work in IT, then they have to be someone that worked in IT. That's not the case. It can be, but it's not the case, right? A mentor is simply somebody that's 20, 25 years ahead of you down the line, and they've essentially built the kind of life that you want to have. And it's almost like, from your perspective, right? From your perspective, it's almost like they're there, like they made it, like they've done it. They've done the damn thing. And so you find that person and you take the time to try to learn from that person what it is that they did, especially when they were where you're at. And so they can help you cut the time down. They can help you make that gap up in a much shorter time than you would have done it had you not had them, right? So they can help you from where you're at to where they are and say, okay, do this step, don't do this step. Do this thing, don't do this thing. Add this part, don't add this part. They can help you navigate the potholes, and they can also help you create the opportunities so you can get to where they are quicker than they did, right? So how do you find a mentor? Well, I'll talk about that in another video, but you should have number 4, mentor. So number 4 way you can increase, you can reclaim your masculine frame. So of course this mentor should be somebody that's successful, somebody that has integrity, somebody that has honor, but also someone that you feel has that masculine frame that you are trying to create, right? Because they'll help you build that along with going down your purpose, building your path, and helping you create the life that you want to have, right? Not only from a technical standpoint, but also from a standpoint of, again, of just being in that masculine frame. What does that look like? You can take a lot of cues from your mentor just by being in their space. You don't even have to always ask them questions directly about certain things. You just watch them and learn, okay? So, beautiful thing about having a mentor. Several huge benefits. I just mentioned a handful. So, that's the number 4 thing you can do to reclaim your